Gonna hear some bucks and some shit going on tonight. Look at that.
Shits.
Giggles.
The fucking show you are about to watch contains some fucking graphic adult content that a lot of you pussies will get offended by. The show is intended for adults with a fucking sense of humor. They like to say words like shit, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, ass, twat, balls, dick, prick, and butthole. So if that offends you, just leave now and fuck off. If the scenes and pictures that we talk about are offensive to you, eat a dick. We didn't make the movie. We are reviewing it. Calm the fuck down, frog tits. Now that you have properly fucking warned, sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up and enjoy the show. Fuck!
Bigfoot, undisputedly the world's most entertaining cryptid. Join the Reverend Jeff Kelly and your old pal Wes as they discuss the best and worst the media has to offer. Movies, books, TV shows, commercials, all on Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly.
That's right, everybody. I am the host of this mess, the Reverend Jeff Kelly. And with me, as always, is your old pal Wes, Sir Wesley Lawrence of Lounge. How are you doing, sir?
Losner, man. That's like 4 weeks in a row.
What the fuck did I say?
I want you to boo this man in the comments. Boo him.
What the fuck did I say?
I've known you for years.
Sir Wesley Losner of Lounge.
You called me Lawrence again.
Sir Wesley Lawrence of Lounge. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Killing me.
Wow. And with us tonight is special guest, the power of the Batdorf compels you. The power of the Batdorf compels you. That's right. Dr. David Batdorf, Esquire, pseudoscientist. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
I'm doing great. Why the hell do I use that voice in the fucking announcements every single time?
Never could figure it out, but it sounds great. I guess it's the
It
disguise.
sounds fucking
not
awesome.
actually, it's just disguise people. Here, Seamus is chiming in too. Keep it up, bitches. Hey, hey, Sir Lawrence of Arabia. That's what I get it mixed up with. I know. That's why I was explaining it to you.
Since I look like I'm from Arabia.
Right, sir. Well, Sir Lawrence from Arabia wasn't from Arabia either, jackass. I guess you don't know.
Sir Lawrence, though? Are you sure it wasn't just Lawrence?
It wasn't Sir. It wasn't Sir Abdullah from Arabia. Oh my freaking god! Anyhow, we got to talking about the Bigfoot Files, Part 2, America. Let's go ahead and take it away for a minute, buddy.
Yeah, so you get the whole... he's going to get mad that I'm saying this, but he's not here right now. So we get the whole bear fucker intro. And, Dr. Deuce starts talking about, I mean, they do the same intro for these episodes. So you're going to get the whole bear fucker intro. Each one. You get the run-through of the documentary like all the other ones. And then he goes into talking about the Pacific Northwest. So you get that whole run through, and they start talking about, the areas that make up the Pacific Northwest and all that.
From Northern California to the top of the Olympic Peninsula and into Washington State.
Yeah, but forget
some
Canada,
of the most
because Canada
demanding
doesn't exist.
areas of people would never exist.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
didn't mention that. I don't know why. I guess they didn't have the rights to it or something. Like Canada said, "Oh no, hey,
don't bring me into this."
Oh, we don't talk about Bigfoot here. He's talking about, we do Sasquatch, No Bigfoot. No Bigfoot here. You keep below the line, okay?
Hey, thanks for thinking about us, but no. Leave us out of this.
Yeah, so you get, instead of the helicopter ride, you get Dr. Douche in a fucking airplane, and he's zipping around talking about Douche in a plane. Not in a Bigfoot. He's in a plane.
Douche in a plane, not in a Bigfoot.
So
that
then
goes
you get
all the way
whole-
back to the very first episode, I think, of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Flying in a Bigfoot.
Flying in a Bigfoot. Yeah, and you tell me, no, flying in a plane. And I said, yeah, flying in a Bigfoot.
Flying in a Bigfoot.
I know what I'm talking about.
That's right.
Yeah, duh.
Oh, see, I love my friends.
We've lost Wes.
All right. Yeah. Okay. One.
Big breath.
Two. All right. So then we get the description of Bigfoot in the Pacific Northwest and its history, and then like right after that they just go, all right, well let's fucking give fucking Sykes his fucking interview or intro again. So he comes out, flashing lights and shit, you know, does the
He's
little,
like Apollo Creed coming out from Rocky.
you know, coming out dancing.
Living
you
in
know.
America.
Yeah,
Except
so,
Bigfoot. Big Northwest. Living in America.
they give the whole Sykes run through again on what he's doing with the project, and
Science hasn't
goes on
rejected
a
anything.
fucking-
Science just looks at the facts. You get me
Yeah.
the information, and I'll give you the results. That's how science works, sir.
It's
Yeah.
true and
It's
terrible.
like he wants to be. He's like Grandpa from Willy Wonka. I mean, that's what Sykes reminds me of. Is Charlie's grandpa from
Yeah.
Willy Wonka.
I
I
didn't
want
really
to
want to
believe,
do
Charlie.
this, but
I
I'm
really
doing it
want
for
to
you.
believe.
Yeah. I really didn't want to do this, but I'm doing it for you. Damn it.
I gotta go to ticket. Well, somebody's got to take
man,
the boy
I
to
just
Wonka
saw
house.
a video too about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that said Willy Wonka was a fucking serial
Pedophile? Oh, a serial killer?
No, a serial killer, and that's how he kept on.
That's how he had the
people
gold
to the
tickets for
thing,
getting
you know?
people into the
There's a definite serial subtext to the fact that he's destroying all the children. So yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know what I'm
Especially
saying?
the fat one.
I need
The-
that
the
job.
very
I
first
think that
child
would
who
be
wins
fun.
something is going to be very, very fat. Trust me.
So, okay. So after you get the whole
We're going to
Sykes run
dub this
through,
the Willy Wonka edition of the Bigfoot Entertainment.
10 minutes in, we're almost through the intro.
Chocolate Bigfoot, it's what it's all about.
Sasquatch, Saskatty-doo.
But
Okay.
I've got another blur squatch for you. All right, so Bearfucker starts telling the story of the Smeha,
Oh, yes.
and then you get the Smeha story of that they called him the Sasquatch Killer, and
And everybody in this thing was called a
made it known-
Bigfootologist. Thank you, Redmond Mullis,
Yeah.
for the jackass title of Bigfootologist. I am not a Bigfootologist. I am a Bigfoot location investigator. That's what I am.
I'm
not a
Sasquatch
researcher.
enthusiast and
Yes.
pseudoscientist-ish. Yes.
Exactly. I'm not a researcher of anything. I live in the city. I go and investigate Bigfoot locations. That's what I do. Realistically, I'm a loudmouth with a YouTube channel, and I don't know why you people are watching, but thank you for doing so. I mean, seriously, I love this topic. I love the forest. I love the areas that this topic puts me into, and that's why we do this. But Captain Vetboy does it because, well, he's getting paid.
and think of all the bear tail that he gets.
I read somewhere that he likes bear tail. I don't know where. I'm not saying it's true. I just read somewhere that he definitely likes
I
bear
saw
tail.
it somewhere on the internet.
It must be true since I saw it on the internet.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have
after
Precious there?
the
Do you have a dog in a hole?
Smehas,
Does somebody need lotion on its skin? I mean, what's going on there?
Well, yeah, there's a dog going crazy. Someone must have just got home. But, yeah, so after they tell the Smeha story, we get Bearfucker in a car talking about, is it ape or human, bear hoax, and he goes in that
he was
whole run
horrified by
through.
it. He was in the car leaving after meeting with Justin and going up into the woods. You gotta understand, these guys spent days together out there actually filming this. They went up to the area 2 or 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, in the week that they were here to do that. But I appreciate the cameraman and whoever directed that footage, because it actually did give you almost the intensity of what he went through when he pulled the trigger. I've been with the man hunting. Okay, he looks through the scope and sees a deer. First we see the deer, and he decides, oh, it looks like a good deer. Let's take a look at it. Puts the scope up, and if it's a good deer, it dies. I mean, there's no thought about anything. We were there to kill a deer. Hey, look, there's a good deer. Oh, look, there's no horns on it. It's dead. So for him to take 2 or 3 seconds before he pulled the trigger on something, thinking to his head, the fuck is that? And then have to make the conscious decision that that's a monster and it needs to die, and pull the trigger, that's a long time in that dude's head. And the only reason I know that's because I hang out and I've hunted with and fished with the guy. I mean, he doesn't have a problem taking wildlife for food at all. This thing scared him. It had to have. And I've talked to him several times about it. And he admits, yeah, it scared the shit out of him, so he pulled the trigger. By the time...
We've all heard the story like so many times, and this documentary in the 90-second version of does a good job of recapping it. It really does capture a good portion of what what we've all heard without a lot of details, because nobody gives a shit about that really. So
but they needed certain details because they fucking didn't get it right with what Justin said. Because Justin already knew the bear hide was already bare at that point.
Before,
so there's some details.
Yeah, but there's television. You have to suspend disbelief. We all know. I guess most of us know the timeline in which this came out in that story. But the same thing is probably true for multiple aspects.
Right, because for the magic of TV, you have to ignore what we actually knew on the inside about it, and just take it for what it's worth. In their little study, this was the first time it has come back as bear, even though another DNA researcher had already confirmed, no, it's Sasquatch, and we have a giant genome on it. It's got a human mama, and some weird thing is its papa. But I want to make this very clear. All those buzzwords that Melba Ketchum, the super generation, next generation, super duper way of doing things that only he can do, and he's doing next gen stuff and next step stuff. They used all the same buzzwords for what Brian Sykes was doing on this DNA friggin' study. So I'm starting to wonder if Brian Sykes' study doesn't really actually kind of equate to friggin' the dependability of the Melba Ketchum study.
So the only difference is that one of them is done in a lab at a reputable college with reputable people, and the other one was just done in a vacuum of oversight by Bigfooters who really want it to be real.
Spent $430,000 of somebody else's money on it.
Now, I mean, in all likelihood, like the samples that came back, the likelihood was that it was going to be something else, right? And it was most of those times. That I'm okay with those results, right? But the difference between the regular DNA blasting and the next gen is just how many times they oversample the same sequences. And if they're doing it looking at particular things that are known mammal, you're not going to accidentally come up with bear if you have something that's in a primate line. Right. And when you oversample those things so many times, the next gen DNA was to extract DNA from Neanderthal teeth that were lodged in the ground for 30,000 plus years, right? Not working with tissue that's still in cellular form. So we're talking about like apples and oranges. It's pretty reliable when you have a fleshy sample or a hair sample that you're going to get something, or you're going to have results like they had on the boots where you're not going to get anything because there's too much data there, and none of it makes sense because there's dead stuff all over those boots, and probably some just normal bacteria and toenail fungus, whatever. He hikes a lot.
Exactly. Pee. There's going to be a lot of pee on that.
Piss.
That's right. All right.
Dog shit.
So we've got douche in a car driving off talking about how horrible this event was. This event was so horrible.
We were good.
You thought this was the after hangout and we're just talking about shit. No, we got a show to finish here, jackass.
Fuck, I forgot all about it. Yeah,
So Douche is in the car leaving the Sierras. Starting to head towards Dan.
Oh yeah, they
towards
went.
Dan Shirley.
Yeah, they went. Well, no, not yet. They after the kill, they went to the kill site and everything, and then after they got that story, Justin tells a story. They had that FBI sketch.
Oh my God! Yes, that horrible fucking woman.
He took, yeah.
Here, let me draw a
So
pig
she
nose on
draws
this
like
primate, because that's what all primates look like, right?
All right, so somebody with ocular
She drew a man
issues.
bare
Like,
pig.
if somebody throws a notebook into my face and then pulls it away and then puts it back, is this what it looked like? And I'm gonna be like, yes, just stop doing that.
It's like, she was
I can't see what the hell's going on.
It was like Steve Buscemi and Mr. Deeds, Willy Wonka, and the Bigfoot experts.
Oh, that guy was.
Yes, Grandpa, I gotta
Anyways,
go.
yeah. So they So Bearfucker goes for a car ride after they talk about the Sierra steak, and then Dr. Douche meets. Yep, you're right. Dan Shirley, the the wood knocker guy. Yeah, not cock knocker. I don't know why it says that, but yeah. So he's, the guy that says, all you guys that fucking howl at the moon are idiots. You got a wood knock. That's where it's at.
That's right. Knock, did he knock, 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 knock.
Well, I don't like any declarative statements, but I do like Danny Shirley because he reminds me of like every Bigfooter I've been out with, like just really excited about everything. And
he reminds me of the
pull it back in, guys. Pull it back in.
He reminds me of the Jesse Ventura of Bigfooting. He's like Jesse Ventura in Predator. He's down there with the bandana on, and I've got it. I've got the science down now. It's knock, 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 and you'll hear a boom. And I admit, I heard the boom. Everybody heard the boom.
Everybody heard the boom. The
boom. They boosted it by 30 dB. Everybody's gonna. If I went and you boosted it by 30 dB, it's gonna sound like a boom too. But hey, whatever. The most part's gonna sound like a boom if you boosted it 30 dB.
Yeah, because then that fool starts using his superhuman nose senses, and it's like, yeah, Bigfoot.
They're coming.
So
they're coming in, and they're hungry. What are you bringing them some fat Jerry? What's up, man? They're not spilling that Angel's Dust Seasoning. Facebook.com/Angel's Dust Seasoning. That's right. Check it out for all of your seasoning needs.
What? You just tell people to go to Facebook and get some angel dust?
Yes, Angel
Dust. What is this show coming to?
Facebook.com/Angel's Dust Seasoning. It's one of our sponsors, jackass.
We got angel dust dealers fucking.
Not angel dust, not PC.
Angel's dust. It's ground up angels.
It's literally like it makes everything better, including watermelon.
Oh. I was like, well, yeah, doesn't most drugs make everything better? But yeah, after they're sniffing around, they beat on some trees, and then when they get that thump back and everything, Dan Shirley tries to scare fucking Dr. Douche and goes, yeah, it's feeding time. Like, if that was the truth, Dan Shirley and his old buddy wouldn't be
would have been eaten plenty of times, right? They'd already been dead.
Yeah, so
unless that's what they do, Wes. Do they sucker people out are they serial killers? Do they sucker people out there and beat on the trees and let the Bigfoot eat them?
Dan Shirley's Willy Wonka.
Just kidding.
In the woods.
Not saying that anybody's a serial killer. The thoughts and communications by the hosts and guests on the show are not necessarily
a serial killer. It's that guy from that other documentary we did.
YouTube or Google. Guy.
The fucking
Missing 411.
Burger King fucker. That guy's a serial killer, if anything. Ooh. But yeah, so Bear Fucker goes on a drive and he starts talking about how people who believe in Bigfoot are basically, it's just a religion. It's just a Bigfoot religion, and that's why people are so strong to it. And I don't know, like he goes on his little speech about that, and then he goes, you know what? I'm going to go kick it in Willow Creek. So he goes to Willow Creek because he wanted to go where the hoax started, is what he called that. I don't know if you caught that when he was saying that, but where the hoax started in Willow Creek. And he was talking about Jerry Crew because he goes to talk about Jerry Crew right after that.
Yeah, but I want to say something. You know, right after the show ended, if you actually watched it, coming up right after this, Dr. Pixie with Home Remedies You Can Trust. I mean, that was the channel that this show was actually paid for by, was Channel 4. Bearfucker Strikes Again. You know, I read somewhere that that's true. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying I read it somewhere.
I read it.
Not sure where I read it, but...
Yeah, so after all that, they talk about how his boss, Ray Wallace, right? Ray Wallace faked all the fucking prints, and a lot of people argued because a lot of the prints Crew found looked nothing like the wooden shoes that Wallace made. And then people tried to say that when Wallace was dead, that it was just a hoax, that the family came out and said that. And then, you know, you get Dr. Douche looking at the little, you know, Willow Creek Museum, and he's just like talking about, man, people went crazy out here. They just went mad. You know, like, so he has that little scene, and you really get a feel for how small the Willow Creek Bigfoot is. People, if you haven't been there, that is how big that museum is. You got the little Bigfoot in there that gives you dap when you come in. He's like, yo, what up? Welcome to the Bigfoot Museum. All right. Enjoy the fake feet and the 4 pictures of Patty and a big old horn. You had a great time. All right.
And how much do they charge you to get in there?
You just experienced it. I don't think they charge you. They just go off of donations, which is awesome. I just wish they had more stuff. You know, like, get rid of some of the other stuff, make some more room, have Bigfooters donate stuff. And
I mean, come on, dude. Copies of casts are like $20. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Copies of casts are $20. If you expanded your museum a little bit, maybe more people would come. Just an idea. You know, just kind of putting it out there. If you'd like to bring more people into your museum, maybe you should give us a reason to come back. You know, I mean, I haven't been to the museum down. Yeah, I haven't been down to the Discovery Museum in, you know, below San Francisco in 2 years now, because I saw it all when I was there. I went a few times that first year, but after that, I mean, why should you got to make me want to come back?
DNA results on a gigantic tooth.
Yeah, there are no DNA results on that
I
camel
know.
tooth. Okay, so we're talking about Douche and Dan Shirley.
Oh, it was the camel
We're doing a
tooth.
terrible job in this movie.
Back to the Willy Wonka of this show.
We're getting so sidetracked. Yeah, so Bearfucker talks about how Brian Sykes is better than everyone, and Brian Sykes is God, and how he worships Brian Sykes and dresses as a bear and dances.
The power of the Sykes compels you.
After that,
Hey,
yeah,
you guys think Sykes kind of like a bear?
So Bearfucker is ecstatic at this moment because he gets to fly a plane, and he talks about his love for flying planes, which I thought was fucking helicopters. The last episode.
Douche an airplane,
But-
yep.
I would
like-
look ecstatic if somebody let me drive an airplane.
Dude,
I don't know
love
how,
it.
but
Are you
yeah.
kidding? Especially the small planes. They're freaking badass.
Yeah, ooh, I've never
I
had
think my first question would be like, does it have missiles?
Can I drop a bomb or two? How much
You
weight
guys,
can this
you guys
carry?
have the cassette of I Went to the Danger Zone?
No goose. Oh man.
Hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and just take this break. Do shout outs in the middle of the friggin' to the lounge guests that are out there watching this friggin' nightmare. Yeah, so at least they feel like they're part of the show too. God, we are just on it. Hey, Sam Rivera was out there. Rod Dupree was first in the house tonight. That's right. Starshine, how you doing out there? Glad you showed up tonight.
Starshine.
Mr. Dean Cooper, our #1 cheerleader.
know.
That's right. Cameron Young from Canada. That's right. We're making all those Canada jokes just for you, buddy. Let's see here. Forrest Crab. You know that.
My main man, Forrest.
Forrest. My name's Forrest. Boas Crab.
Boas Crab.
People call me Boas Crab. That's right. Ken! Sorry, man. Bless you. Get a tissue. We'll get that taken care of next week sometime. Who else is out there? Squatchy Inc., what the hell were you doing out there and not in here?
I was telling people that I was retarded.
That's right. Go to weslosner.com and check out all the Squatchy art.
While it's still there.
While it's still there, because he's pissed. He's just like, screw it. Screw you people. I'm getting a real job and F you people. You can all go to hell. And I don't blame
about it. That's about summing it up.
Damn broke-ass squatchers, motherfuckers, anyhow. Who needs you? I don't need you. I'm getting a real job. Caller Wilmus, how you doing, buddy? That's right. Sasquatch, boss of the forest. How you doing, buddy? Glad you could join us as well. If you don't have your name in the lounge by now, you're going to get skipped. Dave Stump. Hey, dude, I was by your channel today. You can check out Dave Stump's YouTube channel. He's got a lot of Bigfoot content out there. Some interesting stuff. That is for sure as well. Speaking of interesting stuff, friggin' did Bobby Dodson hit a friggin' home run? I don't know. You can join us Wednesday night on the Squatchers Lounge podcast when Dr. Batdorf and I talk about a segment after the news on.
We'll talk about it.
That's right. We're going to talk about, is that a Bigfoot in the ferns or in the leaves? Lots of people are talking about it, so we'll give it a little bit of an eyeball for you and see what's happening with it. Who else is out there? I know I'm just babbling.
It was a goat.
You people chat so much. If I missed you, tough crap. Come back Wednesday night, and I'll catch you then. That's who's hanging out in the Lounge podcast tonight. Back to Mr. Wesley Losner of weslosner.com.
That is probably only going to be there for another month. But the bear lover goes to the Olympic. I never say this word right, so I'm going to try. Peninsula. Did I do that right?
Yeah,
Peninsula. And then, boom, you get Mr. Derek Randall's story. I've done a painting for him. He's a cool guy. Get to talk to him a few times. And he tells his story of, and they do the little, dramatization of what he saw. And I got confused at one point because he said he was with people, but you never see another person in the story, thing. Were they running? And
that's because they don't want to pay that many actors.
I don't know.
Well, apparently he was hiking with another dude, and that is the we. And this is the story of when he was younger. This is not a recent visualization of his Sasquatch. This is the rock throwing incident was a much younger Derek Randall's.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was that confused me because I was like, didn't you say you were with people? But yeah, I guess why hire a whole bunch of people when you can just tell it?
It's the same reason they didn't talk about the driver when they talked about Justin's story.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, we don't have one.
Yeah, because you were like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, and some guy looking through the binoculars, they never even mentioned him in the story. It's like, that's never mind.
That's
true.
Never mind. Yeah, they
don't
did.
That
they
guy.
Flew right off. Yeah.
That guy's just a complication. Just forget that guy.
He could corroborate the story, but fuck that guy.
Well, he did corroborate the story. He went on record and on video and corroborated the story. That guy doesn't owe us anything more than that.
No, but maybe the BBC or Channel 4 does.
Yeah, Channel 4 might owe us a whole lot more than that.
Yeah.
That poor guy owes nothing else. He actually did go on video and give us his accounting of what happened, and it coincided almost nearly exactly with what Justin had said. And there is no reason for that dude to even come back after that. What the fuck more can he tell us? But that, he's already told us. Great. Moving on. So we're back to Derek Randall's getting a rock thrown.
Oh yeah, he sent in a hair sample, and he explained how he got the hair sample and everything. And then, am I on the new note yet? No. And what's it called? So right after that, they talked with that Native American dude or Eskimo. I don't know what the fuck he was. And that guy starts fucking having like a nervous breakdown while telling his story about, it doesn't label him as like, he's a part of any tribe or anything. It labels him businessman. And he was, I have a problem with this dude because he's just, I don't know, I just feel like there's something up with this guy that's just off.
A legitimate
he's-
businessman.
Like he's not real, you know. But anyways, so he has this spiritual breakdown, talks about why he listens for Bigfoot and everything. And I think he only said he heard it. I don't think he ever said he saw it or anything like that. But then right after that, it's results day, and they do that whole. It's
Brian's on his way to
day, and Brian Sykes comes in with the disco lights behind him, and he's like, "Yo, it's time." So then, right after that, that flashy intro, they fucking show. What am I gonna call him?
Bigfoot Wonka,
The
Bigfoot
bear
Wonka.
lover, and Dr. Sykes. And they're in the car and they crack a joke about Bigfooters. I think it's true now after finding Bigfoot and everything that you got fucking a group of fucking numbnuts knocking on a tree a mile or so away from other numbnuts that are knocking on trees, and they're knocking together, and then they're going to go in their Facebook groups and post their video or their sound files of, yeah,
Two,
you hear that?
that's right. And in two different groups. Two different groups are going to get the same video of timeline. One group knocking to the other group, not knowing that they're actually knocking to the other group. I've always said, if you
to Sykes' credit, that seems like a really grand idea, but when you start to look at the Olympic Peninsula and saying that there's like 900,000 square miles of uncharted wilderness, and then start putting that into context. Okay, were you at a national park? Were you on a main hiking trail? Okay, how can you rule out those things? But there's a lot of places where you could knock on a tree and expect that nobody's thinking, oh, somebody is doing a Sasquatch knock on a tree. I better not look back. Like, the compulsion to do that is like in the woods is so ridiculous. Like if somebody, if I heard a crack,
Yeah.
would I just immediately pick up a rock and bang it on a tree?
There's
There's flaws in this logic that can't be reconciled in reality. Like,
I gotta tell you, if I was out hiking in the woods just in some random place, due to what survival information I know, if I heard 3 bangs on a tree, I would think that was a human in distress. Threes are always, I need help. 3 signal fires, 3 flags, 3 bangs on a tree, SOS, it's the way it works. I would go to seek out that knock, knock, knock on a friggin' tree to find out where the hell it came from. I would not imagine, it's a Bigfoot knock, let me knock back. I would think, who the fuck's knocking on a tree?
That's human in trouble.
Knocking on a tree.
Like, could you imagine?
What?
So you fell down a crevice and you're banging on the rocks down there, and then somebody else goes crack, crack, crack back to you, and then just waits like, oh, help us on the way, and then you bleed out because nobody ever comes to look for you.
Right? Yes.
They thought they were talking
Squatchers. How many? Like missing 411 was just stalled. Just like a bunch of Sasquatchers out there not helping people.
No.
That's right. There you go. It's not Bigfoot, it's Sasquatchers not helping the missing hikers.
But seriously, okay, yeah, so you got to do something different. That's where Dallas and Wade got it right. Just yelling out, cheese steak mama, mama, cheese steak mama.
I don't love
You know what I'm saying? If something says that back,
At least you're either getting a cheesesteak mama or it's a Sam Squatch.
Ron Moorhead said, "Oh, booga booga booga," and they said it back to him up there.
And Squatch is not Squatch.
So it has to be a Sam Squatch.
Masturbate.
So, okay, back to our shenanigans here. After they were cracking their jokes and we cracked our jokes, they first go see Shirley and make him cry and tell him his sample is a black bear. And they, but don't stop what you're doing, okay, mate?
Yeah, keep it up. If you give me the evidence, I'll make it true.
Make it true.
And, so they go to a restaurant and they go see the Smeha, and they tell him that it was
Frog.
Black Bear.
I don't know where that place is, but I need to go find the Red Frog. It's got to be right in here somewhere. I got to go find out where the Red Frog is, because that sounds like my kind of friggin' place to go eat.
It's got a balcony, a deck.
In between of after Justin's segment stops, Fairfucker basically is like, well, I feel bad for him because he lied about this, and now he's got, but he doesn't say he lied, but you get that in the context of what he's saying.
Right.
He's like, now his life's ruined because he told a story, and we got it. We got the proof.
We're going to prove you wrong. Well, no, we knew that sample by then was not Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Melba Ketchum lied to everyone and fucked this dude so bad. Melba Ketchum, just screw that bitch. Sorry. I'm sorry. If y'all are out there supporting that woman at this point, screw that bitch.
And then,
if y'all are out there supporting that bitch, you're not watching either of the shows that.
That's true. You're really not watching our shows.
Anyway.
If you have something nice to say about Melba Ketchum, you don't watch our show.
If you have something nice to say about Melba Ketchum, go ahead and put it in the comments below.
Yeah. We'll be sure to answer that. So right after that whole scene, they do the intro where Sykes is like, yo, not all the samples came from these guys. We got samples. One was a bear. 2 of them were cows. One was a deer. Derek Randall's sample ended up being a canine. And then the guy that had the
Indian drug dealer?
breakdown,
The Indian drug dealer guy?
He the businessman. He also got a dog sample. And then there was he listed off others because they were popping up quick. So it was porcupine, turkey, coyote, frog, squirrel, a purple bag of Skittles, and then a zebra, I think. And so then he was
seriously, have you ever seen an all-purple bag of Skittles?
Yeah, dude.
Kill it.
Kill it with fire. I saw it, and it had to die.
If it's all purple Skittles, you gotta kill it.
Kill it.
It's not worth anything.
It's not
raspberry. Don't let it
right.
fool you. Those are not grape. Those are raspberry. Kill it.
Kill it.
Oompa loompa.
Those are the ones that'll turn you into a giant friggin' grape. That's out of the room. Oompa-dee-doop. So, if Sykes' grandpa, does that make Mark Evans Charlie? I think I gotta go to Ticket to go find out about Bigfoot.
Yeah,
He brings Grandpa along with him.
And destroys all the other children.
Yeah.
It makes
Which
all
is
the other
basically
children
what
cry
happened
on camera.
Yeah, that's what happened here.
Okay, what
Sykes comes
Bigfoot? Was there a segment? Derek Randall didn't cry. So
No.
They didn't show Derek.
Everybody else did on camera, right?
Yeah, basically everyone
Yeah,
did.
Justin got pretty choked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
everyone did.
I think that was an
Everyone they
interesting
talked
aspect
to
of that
except for
Bigfoot USA.
Randall's.
I think that was an interesting aspect of the whole Bigfoot USA thing. So, we had 3 people crying on camera because of Bigfoot. I mean, it's a very passionate subject, which you can see in the comments below.
That's right. Well, it very much is a traumatic event. I mean, I can tell you, when I saw it, I left. And I left the area. I got in my car and drove 4 hours home kind of area. I mean, I was supposed to be there all weekend. All my stuff was still in the cabin. I didn't care. I was glad that this thing didn't rip my arms off and beat me to death with them. So I went ahead and got in the car and left wherever the hell he wanted to be.
I left all of my supplies, bought cigarettes, and drove home.
Right. It was, I'll stop at the country store on the way the fuck out of here. Oh, my God. That's the kind of traumatic thing it can be. So I can understand how frustrating that it is to deal with Willy Wonka, or no, to deal with Charlie and Grandpa to begin with. That's got to be frustrating as hell. I mean, sometimes I cry when I want to beat the shit out of people, so be careful when I tear up.
Evie Warren.
That's right, Evie Warren, bastards. When you see the Reverend tear, you might want to run the fuck away.
Single tear.
You'll
die. You'll die tonight.
Sykes comes out and he's just all smiles and rosy cheeks and is very happy with his results of basically saying
That's because of the
Americans
Bud
are
Light.
idiots. You
It's
know,
all bears.
and,
But
so then they talk about how basically in America, you know, that it's the whole case of the boogeyman, and the boogeyman did it, and everybody's scared of the boogeyman, and Brian Sykes is God, and basically fuck bears. So that's, I mean, that's what the point they wanted to get across. You know, before they started running the credits and everything. But this episode was better than the last one.
most definitely.
You know, and is better than the next one that we're about to do. So sorry, guys.
Or the one
we did
after
the best
that.
one now, and you get
Yeah.
another shitty one later.
I didn't care for the way they did that whole Bigfootology, Bigfootologist religion type thing, because it's not a none of us do anything alike. If you're in a religion, that's a whole bunch of people that do shit exactly alike. None of us do anything alike. We go to the same types of places to look for these things, and that's about where it stops. I can't even get anybody to verify if there was a freshwater spring near a sighting. In years, I've been asking. Anybody know? Anybody actually seek out the resources around a sighting? I kind of like to do that kind of stuff because David knows that kind of stuff, so it's important.
That's kind of what we should be looking for, what we should be doing, but not what we are doing. But
No. Instead, we're not helping hikers who are knocking for help in the woods.
Ow! So, but the bottom line is that it's a terrible thought, isn't it? Anyway, the bottom line is that if you look at the internet, it looks like a religion. If you look at the body of data that's out there, mostly Facebook and Bigfoot forums, you know, like it looks like a religion. It looks very either like creature hunter or very new agey or whatever. But the people who are in the middle, who are just looking for some answers to some questions, are not expressed on the internet or aren't interesting for TV, so we'll never see them. Deep Thoughts by Dr. Batdorf.
Deep thoughts by
The people.
Nobody's ever going to be normal!
The people that follow Doc Johnson McStuffins, that's pretty damn.
those people are just
that would be
delusional,
cult,
and they're
right?
they're enabling somebody with a closed brain injury. I mean, that's the case of it. I just the Bigfoot, the Oregon Vortex in Funhouse doesn't power shit.
Maybe some seasonal tourism. That's about it.
That's it. Willy Wonka. We're gonna wrap this shit up, boy. Absolutely, right here. We want to thank everybody for watching this edition, the Willy Wonka edition of the Bigfoot
Willy Wonka
Entertainment
edition.
Weekly. That's right. You can come find us at facebook.com/SLoungePodcast. That's the fan page. Facebook.com/groups/SLounge will get you to the group page where we all hang out and you can ask us questions and interact with us. And youtube.com/SLoungePodcast is where you'll find the YouTube channel. Don't forget to go get your spices from Angel's Dust Seasoning.
You gotta really pronounce the S. Angels.
Yes.
All
That's
one
right.
word.
Facebook.com/Angels Dust Seasoning. And you can get
Eat
yours.
a hot dog, and you're gonna see Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and Bugs Bunny. They all gonna come and hang out with you.
Wes will understand it when I send him his samples and his eyeballs just bug out of his head. I want to thank everybody for watching this edition of Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly. Thanks everybody for hanging out on the Lounge Podcast. Come find us Wednesday night when we talk about the Honey Island Swamp Monster, as well as the Dodson photograph or video that's going around out there. Thanks everybody for watching. You ain't got to go home, so may the Squatch be with you.
In your butthole.
I'm glad you enjoyed my ADD tonight.
That's right. Thank you for following my dyslexic carnage of whatever this was.
This is Ballot Carnage. Look it up.
Bigfoot Campfire Stories is pushing 20,000 views. Thank you very much. Another one will come out as soon as that one stops being on fire. I can't stop it. If I leave another one out, that one will stop. It just kind of soon enough. Thanks.